JJ, was that a little closer to kind of where you want to be and what you're looking at, and how does that hit you after a week of practice, and what did you see, I guess, on the floor based on what you've been working on?
Biggest thing offensively, I thought we did a great job of just getting to the next action. We shared the basketball. There wasn't a player that really dominated in terms of assists or time on the ball. We ended up with 28 assists. That was good. Didn't love how we took care of the basketball. And look, some of that is, some of the lineups when AR's not on the floor, you don't have the luxury of putting Luka and LeBron on the floor. So that's a work in progress. Our hand activity in the first half was awesome. Still don't love our general transition defense, and that's just not after a turnover or a missed shot. We still just are lacking a little bit of urgency to get back after makes and get matched up and talk, and something that we'll continue to clean up.
Austin had that brief little kind of tweak, it looked like, with Pajemski. Did you get anything on that? Is he all right?
Yeah, he got kneed in the posterior, anterior calf. I don't know. I think he just got a knee to his lower leg muscle. I think he's fine.
Staying on Austin, you've spoken to us during preseason about how he's been one of your leaders in terms of production load. That I don't know how you guys term it, but in terms of what he's doing day to day in practice, you said his body's looked improved from the offseason. Have you seen different wrinkles to his game than the guy you were coaching last season?
A little bit so far in the games. I think a lot in practice. Yesterday, for example, in the scrimmage, he did some things just off the bounce, and maybe that was just our poor defense, but the purple team literally couldn't contain him. He just kind of got wherever he wanted, and I think that was coming off Thursday when I kind of modified him. Just he was kind of like a fake live rep guy. It was, I told him before practice, you're going to do 2 reps of live on every drill, and then you're out. And so then he gets Friday off, and I think he just had, tonight again, just that burst was there. And, he's so crafty. The ability to draw fouls, you put your hand there, and he's able to rise up. I played with a guy, Jamal Crawford, who was so good at that. So it's just, picking up little tricks here and there to get to the free throw line. He's always been good at that, but you see that continue to develop.
JJ, you previously mentioned trying to get DeAndre more involved offensively tonight. 14 points, also 5 assists. What did you see from him with his chemistry with Austin, Gabe, and just also guys finding him on like weak side drives?
Yeah, he was really good in the pocket tonight, and I think that's similar to some other bigs. Like him in the pocket is a really good thing, and we got to find him. I think there's opportunities. There were opportunities tonight where we didn't find him. Sometimes on the roll, sometimes on the pocket. But he was great. I thought too, just his poise and his patience as like a hub. Whether it was playing out of horns or whether it was playing that second side, we just got some really good stuff when he got the ball at the elbow.
JJ, Dalton had talked about his struggles in the summer league. What did you see tonight that you liked about what he did?
I thought he let the game come to him offensively. Did some nice things in transition. Got to the free throw line. Again, his sort of ceiling is going to be based on his improvement this season as a defender. He's a big time threat and a big time player. And he's made improvements, but that's ultimately going to be what the ceiling is for him. He's had offensively the best of any person on our team in camp. We've tracked everything. First 3-day segment, he shot 16 of 27 from the field and 12 of 20 from 3. And the second 3-day segment, he shot 16 of 27 from the field and 12 of 20 from three. I mean, he's literally the leading scorer in live play by like 42 points. So he earned the opportunity tonight to give a look with him in the starting lineup. And, we'll just our conversations all summer, all preseason, this is a year of player, development for him, of growth, and what that looks like. It's got to be incremental. He's bought into that, which is great.
Hey JJ, you talked about Ayton as a hub. You got a few games now of the Austin Ayton kind of pick and roll. What have you seen from them two just working together as a pick and roll tandem?
Yeah, I think DA is really good in terms of reading what the ball handler's defender is doing, what the call is, if it's a strong, weak, or ice. He just, his ability to flip screens, and I think force those overs. And then again, just, him in the pocket has been really good, but he's made a concerted effort to get Austin open, like create advantages for Austin using his screening, which I think is only going to benefit everyone down the line.
DeAndre Ayton, I know when you signed with the Lakers this summer, you talked about your excitement of taking the floor. What was it like tonight? What stood out to you?
It was most definitely, I wanted to come home and, hear the fans and, feel that energy. So today was a good little warm welcome. I know it's not an official game, but it definitely showed some love to me, and I enjoyed it. I played hard today, got a good sweat in, and yeah, we got a dub.
Very efficient night for you offensively, 6 for 8 from the field, but I know the coaching staff's been excited about the way you're moving your feet defensively. What's the focus been there for you, and how did that play out tonight?
Yeah, just really changing the narrative of protecting the rim on the defensive end. JJ's really put it on me and put on emphasis that he wants his bigs protecting the rim. So I'm just trying to be a big part of that, man, to let the world know in the league know that I'm the Lakers center and I'm the anchor of the defense.
Hey, what did you see from some of your guards tonight, starting with Austin Reeves? What's it like playing with Austin?
I told him he's phenomenal, especially this crafty shot creating. I used to be on the other end of that, and I'd be having wonders and be puzzled in my head, but now I know how to get him open and how he works and how he operates, and he's fantastic. And I'm just waiting for the rest of the superstars to join us. And but some of our guys that came off the bench as well really did a good job executing with JJ1 out there, and just being vocal and running the offense and playing defense that created our offense down the line.
Last one for you. You just hinted at it. It sounds like Luka's going to play hopefully in 2 of the final 3 preseason games. How much are you looking forward to that as you guys get ready?
Trust me, I talk about it every time. I tell him all the time. I can tell you watching us play, and you're going to make things really easy. He just give me a little chuck and a little laugh, not to get me too excited, but we working and we're going to be prepared for his arrival.
Thanks, DeAndre.
Appreciate y'all.
First of all, JJ said he thought you were fine, just took that kind of knee from pods. You're fine?
Yeah, I'm good.
Just making sure. We were just talking to DeAndre, and he spoke a lot about you and kind of what he's learning about your game. What have you seen from him, not just in the games, but in practice thus far, and what is that? What level of excitement does that give you for the season?
Yeah, just how much skill he has. People forget about when he was in Phoenix and how dominant he was there, and how he, was, one of the biggest reasons that team made it to the finals that year. Talent's high, can play in the pick and roll, can protect the rim. So, we need that, and we need him to, flourish in that role.
He was talking about this kind of learning how to do the screen roll work with you specifically, and how he likes your ability to get by your guy. So sometimes he doesn't want to come and get in your way. Other times, but he has to be aware for when you call him over. What have you seen from that, and kind of how do you decide when you've got the advantage versus when you want to come bring him in the action?
Yeah, I think that those things just grow throughout reps, and that's kind of what we're trying to do in preseason. Get those reps, and I don't really, I'm not sitting there thinking about it in the moment. If I can, go by my guy, I'm gonna go by him. If not, need a screen, then I'll have him come screen. So, it's been fun to get to play alongside him in that pick and roll.
Austin paying you a compliment post game. JJ brought up a player comp I haven't heard before for you, bringing up Jamal Crawford. Are there any similarities to
I like that one. Jamal Crawford was cold. Jamal Crawford was cold. I don't know. I think I think where he's coming from is kind of the creativity offensively. I don't want to speak for him, but I'm not someone that sits there and plans what I'm about to do. Everything kind of just happens naturally, happens in the flow of the game. So I haven't heard that one, but I like JJ a little more now.
What was it like to walk into a new locker room like this for the first time as a Laker?
I felt like I was on a different team. I had no idea where I was going. I forgot about it. They told us that changes were being made. But when I walked in, I was like, "What the heck's going on?" And then I came back, about 4 minutes on the clock right before the game, and I literally ran the wrong direction and couldn't find the locker room. So it'll take some time to get used to, but it was really nice.
DeAndre said just now that he's got a big personality, and I think that was his phrasing. But that there have been guys in the team that have embraced it and tried to work with him on things. And I'm just curious, how do you think he's fit in so far into this group? And obviously he's such a talented player. What can he do for you guys?
Yeah, I mean he's going to have a lot of responsibility this year for things that we want to do. If we want to be as good as we think we could be, we need him to be at his best self, and whatever that looks like. We all got personalities in here, and we just got to continue to gel those, learn things about one another, connect off the court, and just have genuine relationships. Because once you have that, and you look around the locker room, and like that guy will go to war to me, that guy will go to war with me. So if you get that feeling, then every time you step on the court, it's not about me, it's about us and how we can get a win that night.
JJ Redick, Lakers taking a cautious approach with LeBron James ahead of his 23rd season. The Los Angeles Lakers officially kicked off training camp on Tuesday, but one major name was missing from the court: LeBron James. Head coach JJ Redick explained after practice that LeBron is dealing with a minor nerve irritation in his glute, and given that he's heading into his unprecedented 23rd NBA season at age 40, the team is taking a deliberate and careful approach to his ramp-up during camp and preseason. It's probably going to be a longer runway leading up to opening night, Redick said. We're in uncharted territory here. After talking with the staff and with LeBron, we all agreed he may have pushed a little too hard in last year's training camp. And for me, as a first-year coach, having his full buy-in was incredible. But this year, we're being more methodical. He's got 22 seasons of wear and tear, and right now, he's dealing with a slight nerve irritation. So we're thinking long-term. There's really no blueprint for what LeBron is doing. No one has ever played 23 seasons in the NBA at this level. But what Redick is doing now is learning from how things were handled last season and adjusting to make sure the Lakers have their leader healthy and ready for the stretch that truly matters, the regular season and beyond. You're going to hear me say this a lot. It's uncharted territory, Redick emphasized. There's no roadmap for a player who's logged this many minutes, carried this much responsibility on both ends of the floor, for this long. We asked a lot from him last year, especially early in camp, and now we're working together to find what truly works best. The good news? LeBron is fully aligned with the plan. Everyone, from the coaching staff to the medical team, is on the same page. Still, there's no confirmation yet on whether the plan includes LeBron suiting up for any of the Lakers' 6 preseason games. It'd be great if he did. Of course, Redick admitted. We'd love to see it. But if not, we'll make it work. While seeing LeBron in preseason action would certainly help build chemistry, especially alongside Luka Doncic and the other new starters, health comes first. The Lakers are making it clear, this season is a marathon, not a sprint. LeBron on training camp plans. We'll figure it out. When LeBron James spoke at Lakers Media Day, he echoed Redick's approach. It's all about being smart, not rushing, and staying engaged. We're still figuring it out, LeBron told ESPN when asked about his camp and preseason availability. Of course, I want to be on the floor as much as possible, but we all know where I'm at, physically and mentally, and the coaching staff knows it too. We just want to make sure we're aligned when the time comes to step on the court. This is year 23 for me. I've made huge strides this off-season. I've been training all summer. But even when I'm not on the court, I'm still locked in. I'm tuned into everything we're building. That's what matters most. As training camp progresses, the Lakers' approach with LeBron has sparked discussion across the league. While some fans are eager to see James back on the court as soon as possible, most analysts agree that the team is making the right call by managing his workload from day one. Inside the organization, the message is clear: preserving LeBron's health and effectiveness over the course of an 82-game season, and potentially a deep playoff run, is far more important than a strong start in October. The decision to ease him in slowly isn't just about his age, but about sustainability. The Lakers are building their strategy around maximizing his impact when it matters most. Beyond LeBron, this also gives new head coach J.J. Redick a valuable opportunity to assess the rest of the roster more closely. With James sitting out portions of training camp and potentially the preseason, younger players and recent acquisitions are getting extended reps in practice, a crucial factor as Redick shapes his rotation and offensive system. Reports from camp indicate that Redick has already started experimenting with lineups that don't rely solely on LeBron initiating the offense. That includes more touches for Luka Doncic in primary ball-handling situations, as well as a larger role for supporting pieces like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. The hope is that, by spreading the responsibility, the Lakers can reduce the physical burden on James while improving overall team fluidity. LeBron's role off the court has also taken on new importance. Several teammates and staff members have noted how engaged he's been despite limited on-court participation, constantly communicating, observing drills closely, and offering feedback to younger players. It's a continuation of his evolution into more of a mentor figure, one who still leads by example but also understands the power of his presence and voice in building team culture. Around the league, other teams are taking notice. The cautious strategy mirrors what the Spurs did in the later years of Tim Duncan's career, or what Miami has done with Jimmy Butler in recent seasons, prioritizing long-term readiness over short-term gains. In LeBron's case, the stakes are even higher. Not only is he still playing at an elite level in year 23, but the team around him has been reshaped to support one final push toward another championship. As for LeBron himself, he remains focused and optimistic. Speaking briefly to reporters after Media Day, he emphasized his commitment to doing whatever is needed, whether that means leading on the court, guiding from the sidelines, or stepping back when necessary to ensure his body holds up for the full campaign. The question now becomes how this slower ramp-up will affect the Lakers' early season performance. Will the chemistry develop fast enough? Can the team find its rhythm without relying too heavily on James in October and November? And when he does return in full, will the calculated patience pay off? One thing is clear: the Lakers and LeBron are thinking bigger than just the next game. They're thinking about April, about June, about legacy. And in year 23, every decision matters that much more.